Hey, Brian from Garage Hall. Today we are actually in my garage bay, and I have my FANTASYLAB gaming chair. This is the 400-pound capacity, as well as it has like the massage feature on it. And the reason why I ended up getting this is I've had a lot of those more budget-friendly gaming chairs, and I'm not 400 pounds, but they just do not last. For whatever reason, they ended up just falling apart. So. Um, I'm gonna try this one out with a higher weight capacity. I figured it'd be a little bit more of a beefier, rugged chair. And anyway, so this is how I got it. It came by FedEx ground, and I was a little concerned about this big hole in the side of the box when it came that way. But we're gonna open it, check it out, and see how it survived the whole shipping process, and then we go from there. Also, I'm gonna film it on top of this makeshift table, just because. One, I can raise it up and down, and it'll be better camera views for everybody out there. And wearing gloves, because on this side of my garage bay, everything is like greasy. So I'm just trying to keep the grease down to a minimum. But anyway, without further ado, let me open this up. We'll see what's inside it, and we'll start putting it together. So with any box, I always try to make sure I cut along the side edges first. And then what I try to do is I try to cut up in a way, and this one kind of ripped open up pretty easy. So it's one cardboard piece. I'll move this a little bit more over onto the edge here so I can bring out each piece. So this is the back of the chair. And then that's the front seat. I love how it's got the logo with the dual, I guess, 45 caliber and the Bowie note there. And then it looks like these are the accessory pads, or pillows rather. And it looks like this one's going to be your massage pad, and then that one's going to be your top pillow pad. We'll put that off to the side. And then it looks like it's packed pretty well. And so far I don't see any damage from that hole. And then that is your chair base. Again, wrapped really, really well. Another layer of foam. I'll give you kind of an idea what we got going on here. So these are the two armrests. And it's like kind of like a hard rubber, or actually like a softer hard rubber. But we'll see what that looks like. There's a box of all your screws and your accessories. It looks like this is probably the wheels. And then here is going to be your bottom base. Oh, which is a little bit, since it's memory foam, it definitely has a little more beef to it than anything else. So I'll put that more off to the side here. So see what we got going on here. So it looks like on top, this looks like some of the lever arms, I would think. Make the chair go up and down. Those two pieces. Open this up. This is the chair base, or the seat base rather. So again, compared to some of these other gaming chairs that I've gone through, this definitely has some good beef to it. That box is empty. So in this box it has your instruction manual on how to put that together. It does have a fixed Allen key, which is good, so you can use that to put together. And it's giving you your cover pieces, your caster wheels, and that is your pneumatic piece for the bottom of your chair. Your USB extension cable, which I am sure that is for the the massage part of the chair, so I'll put that off to the side. And then some plastic covers. So, going through the manual, we'll see what's first. So obviously it looks like they want you to do the wheelbase as your first part, so we'll go ahead and get that unwrapped. Arms off to the side. So this is your base, wrapped really well. And again, even though that box took some damage, it looks like everything's okay. And that looks like it's all damage free, which is good to see. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it looks like we'll put the wheels on first. It looks like they all snap into place. So yeah, so they snap into place pretty easy. And definitely, because it's a chair for us bigger guys, we got to make sure that we have this properly put in place. Okay. And this is the last caster wheel. All right. So that looked like that went in pretty easy. Move this stuff out of the way. That's our base. And step 2 is going to be putting this piece in. So it looks like it just kind of fits right in there. I think that's the right way. Let's just double check that. Yeah, so it just kind of like sits down there at the base. So take a look. So step 2 is going to be the assembly. Looks like this is going to be the underneath part that you're going to be putting for the pad foam for your seat cushion itself. So let's move this back out of the way so we have a little more room. So it's time to get to that. Okay, so here's your bottom base of your chair. Yeah, strongest tape in the world. I always use to pack this stuff with. Alright, so let me just check this for, and again, there's no tears or no damage on that. That's pretty good. And it looks like the left side is kind of like a manual hinge because you have your spring-loaded piece right there. So that's not going to go anywhere. So we'll flip this piece over down on the edge of here. And then you got all these little fasteners we got to get up and out of the way. And it looks like the sides go on as well. So let's get this bottom piece on. We're going to disconnect all these little pieces. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. So I'm going to find out what size this is. And we are going to use kind of some power tools to disconnect all these and then to put the base back on. So stay tuned. All right, so this is actually, it's a 6mm hex bit. So it's basically kind of like what's in here. So, and I'm using a drill that has a torque setting on it. So make sure you set it kind of like on a lower setting. And we are just going to take these out faster. I believe in instructions it says not to do this. However, I'm a trained professional. Okay, so we're taking our chair base and we're gonna line this up. And so let's kind of line up with the holes, but I wanna make sure I have this the exact right way. So it's gonna be looking for your front. So this is the front part of your seat, and you can see how it wants you to have this piece, the adjustment part, towards the front of your chair, and then this piece is going to be basically the back of your chair. So it's very important, so make sure that you do that correctly. So again, front, that's where your legs will be hanging off the chair, and you got your back stays in the back, and then you have your adjustment dial basically facing front. So let's tighten that down. And again, I'm going to put them in by hand, but then I'm going to lightly torque them out with my drill. And like I said, be very careful, because this, I know a lot of these bases usually end up being kind of like that press wood, knowing most manufacturers. And if you torque that out too much, you are going to pull that little screw setting, it's kind of like a nut skirt, right out. So caution with power tools. And again, put your torque down low. So okay, so that's on the lowest torque setting. So we did that. So next is going to be kind of like the adjustable arm pieces that are going to go on. So same thing, you got the 4 holes, and then we'll put the arms on. And yeah, very impressive at how they pack this. Got to figure out which way is the front, and I believe it's going to be this way. I think these arms rotate, so again, we're going to mount them this way. And this is going to be a little more difficult to do, so let's see about how I can get the best camera angle possible with this. I guess that's probably the best right here. So I'll just put this one in first, line it up pretty good. So we get that first one in. And it does look like you have some adjustment in here. So you can, if you need it a little bit wider, it looks like you got about a ½ inch to play with on the other side. So that should give you an extra inch overall. Some movement. Got a little stuck there. I think we'll be okay. And again, we're just going to double check the positioning. And yes, so this is the outside, because it's going to have your on the outside. So when you're sitting in a chair, you can easily grab on the side and adjust your grip and your arm height. And we'll do the other side. On its side. And same thing, we'll get these bolts lined up. armrest. Alright, so we've got that side down. So next in the instructions, they basically want you to put it onto the base. Slide it over here. You're going to let it rest on the base, nice and easy. And then you have the two lever arms, which are here. And it's kind of hard to see inside, but it looks like they have, it's kind of like a little hex piece on it on the inside. So there is a little hex piece that these are lining up to underneath here. So again, I would try to put them even for now, and then you can kind of go through and see how you want to position them. And I think already I got this one backwards, so I'll put this more facing towards the front. So that's that. Remove this foam piece from the top. And then the next part, they are basically having us install the back to a chair, which is one of the cooler parts of this. So just get it out of the bag and get super tape. Alright, so again, we're just going to take a quick look for any damage on the chair, and it looks perfect, which is great. And again, it has bolts on each side, so we're going to remove those really quick before we put any of this together. This side. Okay. We'll mount this here on the side. And this part looks like it's going to be a little interesting to do, because you're going to have to kind of push down and line those holes up. And it's not too far off, so it looks like it's pretty straightforward. Hopefully, let me spin this around so we got lighting is probably a little bit better for the holes. So you can see that one hole up there. I'm going to try to hold this piece down and push the cushion down a little bit just to kind of get that thread started on that. Then we're going to do the same with this bottom one. Get that started. Okay. Turn around to the other side. Push that down, get that piece started, and that piece down here at the bottom. Okay, so back to our handy dandy drill. Okay, back to this side. Okay, that's good. Alright, so next part of the instructions, it's going to want us to put the cover to each side on, which I got some residual paint. So it looks like it's got a little guide peg here that you got to kind of line it up to. That looks like that kind of went in okay. And then we're going to be looking for a little screw hole right here. And then over on this side, it's got kind of like the same thing. It's got this little guide here. You want to make sure you try to line that up too. And it's going to cover this whole pocket We got that lined up pretty good. As close as we're going to get there. Alright, now let's screw in the other side. Alright, that's good. And like I said, they do give you a tool that has a Phillips on it, but it's not the greatest. Okay, so now the top pieces are basically going to be lining up like this, and then there's another screw hole there. So just pop that into place. Line this little piece up here. Let me spin this more so I can get a better view on it, but okay, there we go. That's like the exact spot to line it up for. You gotta apply a little bit of pressure to get that to line up perfect. But I think we got that. And again, this piece looks like it just kind of snaps in. You got to be pretty accurate when you're lining this up. All right, so we got that last piece in. All right, and the cool thing is they give you some plugs that you can stick in there. I'm going to hold off on putting those on until we get it fully tightened up. They give you a couple spare screws, which is really cool. And instruction-wise, let's just look through, see if there's anything we're missing. No, it's basically just kind of like lining up the pillows that go on here. But that is basically your chair. And I like it because the arms are adjustable, so they can go in and out for you. And then we'll bring this down in a second. Let's just get these pillows lined up. So this is your massage back piece, and it does have like a USB cord that goes with it, and it just has a quick plug in here. So that's that, and that's kind of like your little lumbar piece they can put in behind you. And it comes with the neck and the head pillow, which is really cool. That'll go up towards the top. So pretty neat. All right, so let's bring this down. All right, so here's the big test. Sitting down in a chair, and you got your lever action. Looks like it's notched for every little piece they go back. The arms, they raise up, so it's a pretty good height. And again, they are adjustable in and out. And it's, you definitely feel a nice memory cushion on the bottom part for sure. And this is how far back you go. Whoop. And that's actually, it feels stable. It's a little bit of a fun ride going back, but that's about how far it goes back. That coming back up. Cushion comes up. So it is like super adjustable. Like I said, you can pick all sorts of different positions for this chair. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Anyway, let me get the tape measure. We'll run through the measurements of this chair, and then we'll. All right. So for actual measurements, so at the back of the chair, it looks like it goes to 32 inches from the back of the seat all the way to the top. From the front part to the back, it's about 18 3/4. Call it like 19 inches. With the cushion is exactly 21 inches wide. Between the armrests, it's 24 inches. And I think I have them out as far as they go. Yeah, that's because there's no adjustment on it. So that goes out to 24 inches. And then height of the chair, this is fully extended out. So this lever on here is what's going to raise your chair all the way up for you. So from where your legs are going to be, that is about 21 and a half inches at the highest point. So if I'm sitting down in the chair, the right lever is what controls the pneumatic lift. So that's all the way down. So all the way down, you are looking at probably about 18 and a half inches at its shortest. And this is the rocker lever on the left side. So that will enable the rock to go back. You put it forward, and then that locks it. So you're not going to move. But anyway, Brian from Garage Hall. Thanks for watching, and be safe out there.